everyone, my name is Stressball and today we got a request from our friend Shadows Gaming who asked me to do a tutorial about a breaking wall. But before we start, I really wanted to thank you guys. We got around 30 likes on the past 2 tutorials and I'm really proud of that. It makes me feel really good and I'm very grateful for the support that you guys have been giving me through these tutorial videos. It's really fun to see all the appreciation and that's why I will definitely continue making the tutorial videos. Although it's hard for me because I'm not English myself. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do is build a simple wall. That's pretty easy to do. I'm just going to take my wall here, like this. This is the most essential part basically. We need a block that blocks the player, so interactive, fixed and collision 1. Let's give it a nice wall color. I think this will do. A bit darker maybe, most walls are a bit darker. Save the color. Most walls have bricks, so we're gonna draw those brick-like lines that will make the wall look a bit more realistic. I don't need to draw too much of these. I drew 3 and that's fine already. You can just copy some of them. For instance, I'm gonna copy this one. You can also take one, copy it and then reverse it. That works as well. And for the final touch, we will be adding some brick formed shadow. Now select the block that you use for the wall and the shadow, hold Ctrl and press down and then we'll move it behind there. There we go. Now we got a pretty nice wall over here. Looks pretty decent. To finish it off I'm gonna add some light on it. There we go. Just a bit better for the final touch and move it behind there. Now what's going to happen if I destroy this wall? Of course there's going to be bricks flying around, so that's what we want to do. We want to make some of those bricks that will be flying around. Okay, over here we can do an interactive block. Let's see, collision 2, because we don't want the flying bricks to collide with the character. If you want to do that, that's fine. Probably works for the level if it's not too annoying. Okay, we're gonna place down some of these bricks. Like so. And you want to place them down like they could actually fit behind the wall. So if I would place them there, they would not interrupt the wall. Also make sure to set them on sleeping. Collision 2, sleeping, interactive, that's all you need. Next we're gonna add some debris, so just draw some shapes that look like they came off the wall, but they don't really do anything. Like this, and like this. There we go, and if you want to, you can add them to the blocks even. So let's add this one to a block, and let's add that one to a block. Maybe reverse it and add it to a block. And there we go, we created some debris. So we can group this one, we can group this one, and we can group this one. Now as you can see, they act as debris. And it kind of works, I think. Now the groups are not sleeping yet, so set those to sleeping. There we go, they're not moving. I'm gonna move the debris over here. First thing we want to do is make the wall into a group. We're gonna select everything except for the fixed block and press group items, maybe foreground, but that's not necessary because you can't go behind the wall. And as you can see, the wall is still working pretty fine, nothing going on there. Now the wall consists of 2 parts, the decoration and the actual wall. Let's place those back. Now what we want to happen is whenever we touch the wall or whenever we touch this part, doesn't really matter, but the wall is going to disappear. So let's select both. I think we selected both. We did. Okay, make sure to select your wall and your decoration. We're gonna start with the wall piece and set the trigger to delete self. Now we're gonna select the decoration and select delete self. Let's test it. There we go, and the wall is gone. Now if we place a trigger behind here, it's still there. So we are now able to destroy the wall with this trigger. Next thing we want to do is add a sound effect when we destroy the wall. Let's take a sound effect that actually fits. Okay, I found a nice sound effect for the breaking wall. It's debris smash 3. As you can hear, that sounds like a wall breaking. So I'm gonna place it over here, make it really small because you don't really need to touch it or anything. It would only be in the way. Place it down. Now some settings over here. We need to set triggered by 5. And then take trigger 1, add new target, and then that's the sound. We can now move the sound out of the way. But as you can see, you can break the wall with the trigger and it will play a sound effect. Okay, next thing we want to do is make the debris fly away. So we're going to select trigger 1 and connect all the debris targets to the trigger. As you can see, we now connected all the debris to the trigger. So let's select a few. I'm going to take 3 of them. Oh, that's not working. Okay. So we have to do it one by one. So select your debris, go to apply impulse, and make sure to select a very small impulse. Now what we want to do is make the debris move right, because we're coming in from the left. Okay, does that make sense? We're breaking the wall from the left, so the debris flies right. So what we do is give it an impulse that is positive on the X and negative on the Y, because it has to fly up a bit. Really small up, so -2 will do, maybe -3, -2, and a spin of whatever you like. So now we have the impulses set. Let's test it. As you can see, that's the impulse we're having. So let's select some other debris parts and make similar impulses. So maybe X of 1 and Y of -3. Maybe a negative spin. Change it around a bit. As you can see, they now act as separate parts. I'm gonna do this for all the debris parts. Just some random impulses. Okay, time to demonstrate. I'm done applying all the impulses, and as you can see, this is what happens. So now we can go ahead and just take all of it. Make sure not to select the triggers, because then we actually move the trigger. Doesn't really matter actually, we can just take it here and then replace the trigger. So as you can see, the debris is not in the foreground of the wall. You cannot see it, but as soon as we break the wall, that is going to happen. So there we go, we got a breaking wall. Maybe we would like to have a part of the wall still standing up there, so what we can do is copy this over here. Maybe copy a part of the wall. Make sure to actually get that out of there, so Control C, delete it, go back to your normal screen, and then Control V. Now we can double click it and remove all of these, and then move this down. And we got a part of the wall over here. It's a bit broken, so put this like this maybe. Maybe a brick is still remaining here. I don't know. Just be creative a bit. Okay, there we go. That looks better. And then, of course, we have the block. We can take a smaller version of that, like so. There we go. Okay, and then we place it down. Okay, and then, of course, it's not interactive anymore because we can go through. And then we can maybe copy one of these wall indication brick things. Okay, I think this is fine, so we're gonna group it and place it on there, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same. Moving this down, I'm gonna hold Control and press down so it's behind the wall. So now you can't see it anymore. Make sure to double click this and place it on kind of the same place. There we go, that's perfect. So as you can see, we have a part of the wall still standing here, but now you can go through. Okay, what do we want to do now? Well, maybe there's a part in your level that is very important before you go to the wall. So let's say there's another part here. Let's just copy this. So we have 2 parts in the level. And maybe there's a part when you have to push a person down. So we got this person over here. And you have them push him down. And then when you have pushed him down, you can continue. So we will make him like this. Sleeping. And then we have a trigger here. Activate object. So this is just an example. You can do this with any trigger. The point is, this trigger needs to be connected to the trigger that breaks your wall. That's the most important. Okay, we're gonna make this triggered by anything that's attached to the trigger. So this guy activates this trigger. That seems to work. And now when we push him, let's go to debug draw. That's better. When we push him, he activates the trigger. That's nice. Okay. Now the thing is, he will instantly break the wall now. And that was not the purpose of the trigger. We just wanted to open a new option in the level. So what we're gonna do is set this trigger to disabled. Start disabled. So now you can't use it anymore. As you can see, I can, oh. As you can see, I can't break the wall, whatever I'll do. And trigger 3 is going to enable the trigger. So I can't break the wall. And then we go to this guy, push him over, and now we are able to continue here. So maybe there's a finish flag behind here. Your level is called push the guy to break the wall. Please don't upload that if you take my level. Don't do that, that's not gonna be a good level. But anyway, this is nice for an obstacle in the level, and then you can break the wall and continue, and yay! We made it. Alright, I hope this was a helpful tutorial. If it was helpful for you, then please leave a like. If you would like to see more of my tutorials, then please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. If you have a request for me to do a tutorial about, then please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.